Hello, welcome to my channel. So I'm back with another story time, and hello, my name is Noemi. Just in case if you're new, welcome to my channel. So here I tell all kinds of stories, so if you're into that, please stay, subscribe, and please like my video if you enjoy this video. I know it's been a while and I'm so sorry. You know what? I've been sick. Work has been a pain in my butt. I know I haven't been uploading as frequently as I do sometimes, but I am back and I am ready to tell another story, and I hope you guys are excited. So this story is gonna be like a revenge story, okay? I guess it's not like a great revenge story, but it's my revenge story, and I hope you enjoy this. Just listen to the story and relax and have fun with me. So, before we start, I am going to be drinking throughout my video, like always, okay, of course. And today is actually a Mike's lemonade, and I have to say, I really do like this lemonade. It's so good. So, it's just a regular one. So if you want to drink with me or anything you guys want, go get them and let's just get started. You ready? Got all your stuff ready? Good, because we're gonna get started. So today's story is, like I said, it's gonna be a revenge story. Okay, it's probably not the best revenge story, but it's mine, and it's personal, and I got my revenge, so that's all that matters to me. And I'm just gonna get started. This story does take place when I was in middle school, and like a normal teenager, I obviously had my crush. We all have that one crush that we're all into and we stare at 24/7, or maybe it was just me, but I was looking into my crush's eyes and thinking about our wedding and our babies, and maybe that's too much, but that's how I was when I was in middle school, okay? So for this story, we're gonna call my crush Mohonsio, okay? Um, we're just gonna roll with that name, alright? So, obviously, I had a crush on Mohonsio, and I think we were like in seventh grade, and I really, really liked this guy. Like, I would stare at him every moment I had, and I did have him for a lot of my classes, so obviously he was always there, okay? So I would just stare at him. I would try to have a conversation with him, but girl, I am awkward, okay? I am super awkward when it comes down to that initial conversation and getting to know people. So obviously, I didn't talk to him. I didn't do anything. I was just staring at him like a weirdo, okay? And that's it, like I didn't say anything to him. It was just more of I had a crush and that's it. Well, I want to say like months later, within the year, Mohonsio started going out with another girl. And I just noticed this because obviously when you're in middle school, it's all about how you look and visually, and what you wear, and it's all about appearances. And your girl has always been very curvy. I've always had a lot of this and a lot of back there, and I've been very blessed, but I've always been that body type, very curvy, everywhere, okay? Even a lot of pancita. I noticed that the girl that Mojoncio started going out with, he went out with this girl, and she's beautiful, okay? Like, her face is really pretty, her hair is really pretty, but we didn't have the same body type. like I said, am very curvy, and she wasn't, okay? Like, she was very, very thin. And that doesn't, it doesn't matter. You can like whoever you like, if you like thin girls or curvy girls, like that doesn't matter. My point is that I noticed that I guess he likes that type of girl that is very thin and not like me, okay? Not at all like me. So I noticed that he started going out with this girl, and like I wasn't mad about it. I was like, he could do whatever he wants. He's just probably denying our true love. And that's fine, like I'll give him his time. So days and days passed by, and Mohonsio was still going out with this girl. And I guess we're just gonna call her Maria. So Mohonsio was going out with Maria, and they went out to lunch together, and they did everything together. And then all of a sudden I remember we were in the lunchroom, and normally, like, all the soccer players, they sat at one table, and obviously Mohonsio was one of the soccer players, so he would sit with the soccer players. And Maria, because Maria was dating Mohonsio, Maria will go to the table and sit with them. Well, this day, I don't know what happened, but they started getting into an argument. So I don't remember. I know there was like ruckus in the other side of the room, and all I hear is just like commotion, and then I just hear a girl like fine, and I just see Maria just leaving and making a whole scene, and I was like, what's going on? Like, what the heck? So, obviously, because I am a Pippa, okay? I truly am. And I started asking around, like, what's going on? Like, what's going on with Maria and Mojoncio? All the chismosos tell me that Mojoncio and Maria just got into a huge fight, and they're breaking up. And I was like, why? Like, why are they breaking up? Like, what was the fight about? And they ended up telling me that Mojoncio is a butt. Okay, like he was being super rude to Maria and treating her super bad. And I guess it was to the point that she was over it. She was like, you know what? Like, I am done with the way you're treating me. Like, it's not right, and I'm over it. So she ended up, making a big scene and trying to tell him, like, hey, if you don't treat me right, well, then we are over. And he's like, okay, fine. So that's what happened. They ended up breaking up, and that's it. He was single again. So, of course, you would say, Noemi, like, you probably learned your lesson and probably thought that Mojoncio was a butt and that he wasn't worth it. But you're wrong, okay? You are so wrong, because I then thought, you know what? I could change him. Like, I could change him, and I am going to change him, and he is going to treat me like a princess, and we're going to fall in love and all blah blah blah, right? Well, I was wrong. Before I continue, I am going to drink a little bit more, okay? Because, girl, I need this, so. I don't know, I want to say like maybe 2 months later, we still had that back and forth. Like, we were staring at each other. I would look at him and he would look at me. But that's it. Like, it wasn't anything more than just like staring at each other and whatever. So one day I see Mahoncio walking down the hallway, and he wasn't walking by himself. He had a girl right next to him. I actually know her, and she is an amazing girl, and she is super beautiful. I always thought she was a beautiful girl. And again, she had the same body type as Maria, okay? So Same thing, really pretty face, like super pretty face. This time she had black hair and she was super thin and obviously different than my body type, okay? Like super thin, very pretty girl. And they were together and they kind of seemed like they were going out. So I, of course, very metiche here. I ended up talking to the soccer team because I knew all the guys there from elementary school and they knew all the chisme, okay? So if a guy tells you like no, no, like I'm not gonna tell you anything, bro, code, they're lying, okay? Like they're chismosos too, and if you ask, they would tell you. So I ended up going to these guys and I started talking to him and I'm like, hey, like what's going on with Mojoncio? Is he dating? And we're just gonna call her Andrea. So I asked him like, hey, what's going on with Mojoncio? Is he dating Andrea? And they look at me and they start laughing, okay, laughing. And I was like, why are you guys laughing? Why is that funny? And they proceed by telling me that yes, indeed, Mojoncio is going out with Andrea, but it was a bet. Can you believe that? Like, they bet, the soccer team bet Mojoncio that he wouldn't go out with Andrea. And the whole thing was that Mojoncio thought that Andrea was really pretty. The thing is that Andrea had facial hair. And girl, don't get me started with that. I had facial hair when I was younger and I still have it, okay? Like I shave it off now. But back then, like obviously we were little kids. We were in middle school. Like we weren't allowed to shave anywhere, okay? Like, so these kids, and I know because I was made fun of it too, these kids were basically making fun of Andrea, saying that she has facial hair and making bets that Mojoncio wouldn't date her. And like like it really did rub me the wrong way. I was like, are you kidding me? Like that's so rude, that's so mean. You're literally playing with the person's feelings. Like what if this girl actually likes him and you guys are over here making bets? Like I don't see it. I don't see that being right. Okay? Like I don't like that and I'm going to tell her. And they're like, no, no, like, don't tell her. And girl, like, yeah, I like this dude or whatever. But this girl, Andrea, is my friend. So, of course, I'm gonna tell her. So, I ended up going up to her and we did have class together. So I went up to her and I told her, hey, I know you're dating Mojoncio and I am super happy for you. The thing is, it's actually a bet and they are being super rude, super mean, and it's really up to you. Like, if you want to stay with Mojoncio, that's fine, but I wouldn't recommend it because they're just playing around with your feelings at this point, girl. And she looks at me and she's like, "You're joking. You're playing around." And I'm like, "No, girl. I wish I was. Like, I would never play around with you like that. You know I'm your friend." And the people from the soccer team just told me, okay? So I'm not making this up. And yeah, like she told me, she's like, okay, like I believe you. And she went up to him and they ended up having a conversation. And I guess he ended up telling her, yeah, like it's true, it was just a bet, I'm sorry. And they ended up just breaking it off, and that's it. And you would tell me, okay, then finally you don't like him anymore and you moved on. And wrong again. Okay, so again, I was like, you know what? I know it didn't work with Maria and he treated her bad. I know that it didn't work with Andrea and it was just a bet. But I know for a fact that it's gonna work with me. I'm gonna change him and he's gonna be the best boyfriend ever. Well, again, I was wrong. Okay, so now we fast forward, you know, months later, almost at the end of the school year. So one day, this girl ended up asking me, like, hey, who do you like? And you know what? It was it was almost summertime and I was like, you know what? Like it doesn't matter if it comes out, but I told her that my crush was Mohotsio. And she was like, no way, like, really? And I was like, yeah, like, I like him and I really think he's cute and I wish we could go out, but I don't know, like, I don't know if it's gonna happen. And she kind of just like, she's like, yeah, like, I don't know. I talk to him all the time and he says he likes another girl from another school. And I was like, oh, really? Like, are you sure? Because he stares at me all the time and he's looking at me. We're always making eye contact. And I don't know, I feel like he likes me. And she's like, no, like, I'm sure he likes some other girl. And I was like, okay, like, whatever, right? So we ended up just moving on. We started talking about other stuff. I don't know, like, the next class we have Mohonsio. So I have this girl and Mohonsio, and we're sitting in the same table. And this girl asked Mohonsio, like, hey, do you have a crush? And Mohonsio is like, yes. But she doesn't go to the school, she goes to another school. And when I heard that, I was like, whatever. Like, you're just playing around, and because I'm here, you're just saying that you like some other girl from another school, and you're just making this up because your real crush is here. So then I was just like, whatever, right? So the days go on and everything was the same. He was still staring at me. He was still giving me that little clues here and there, or maybe I was making it up in my mind, but I do remember that he would stare at me and like we would make eye contact all the time, and like I don't know, I felt like he maybe liked me a little bit. So this happened, and then finally we have, that last week of school. And the same girl comes up to me and we're just talking, and then she tells me, hey, just to let you know that Mohonsio knows that you like him, and he told me that he doesn't like you, that he thinks that you're not that pretty, and that he knows that you like him, and he's just playing around with you at this point, and that he will never ever date you. And it took all of that plus him telling this girl straight up that he didn't like me and that I wasn't attractive, and all of this to actually click in my brain and be like, okay, he doesn't like you, okay, like move on. But of course, me being me, I couldn't just move on. I had to get him back somehow, okay? Like somehow I needed to get him back, and it was the last day of school. So this is where my brain starts to work and I start to think, like, what can I do? Obviously, like, he is a butt, and it's not, nothing's gonna hurt him, like if I tell him, like, I guess, about his appearances or whatever, or like if I make fun of him, I feel like that's not gonna make a point. I have to do something big, like something that will hurt him physically. Okay, so that was like my brain. And at this school, we had these doors are the way to go to the kind of like the back of the school, and you want to go to the back of the school because the buses are there, and um your parents are there waiting for you. Everybody will go to these doors to head to the back. So I remember these doors were very like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was, I guess, like three sets of doors, or maybe just two sets. But the one in the middle, it was super easy to just push. And if you push like hard enough, the door would just swing to the other door. So all the way that it covers the other door. And they always have, I don't know why, but at the end of the school time, they had this last door open all the way. These doors, no, like these doors, you had to push them to get out. So at the last day of school, I was walking towards these doors, and guess who was behind me? You guessed it, it was Mojoncio. And Mojoncio was behind me, but I noticed that he wasn't like right behind me. He was a little bit to the side. So I was walking towards the door, and he was walking towards the door too, but in this side. We started walking, and almost at the same time, we were about to go into the door, and my little brain went ding. And I remember that that door swings all the way. So I decided to slam the door like super hard, to the point that I knew it was gonna hit the other side where Mojoncio was walking by. So, girl, I tried to time it as good as I could, okay? Like I timed it and where I knew that he, I don't know, even either the door was gonna hit him or was gonna block him, but it was gonna annoy him in some way, and that was my satisfaction, okay? So I did that. I pushed this door and it swung all the way, and I booked it, okay? I didn't stay there to see what happened. No, girl, I left, and I wished I stayed there and I saw his face and hopefully hit him right in his head. That sounds terrible, but everything he did, like, I guess he played these girls, and the way he treated me was just not right to me, okay? So I wish I could have seen him get knocked over by his door, okay? But I didn't, and I just slept. So, that happened. I don't think I ever saw him again, because by the end of middle school, I obviously went to high school, and I did go to another high school from him. So we didn't see each other. It's been years and years and years that I saw him. But girl, this story doesn't end here. Like I said, years and years later, it was during the this whole 2020. Yeah, 2020. So it was 2020, and I was at my job, and we recently just went in because I remember, having a mask on, and I was working, I was doing my thing, I was at my job, and all of a sudden I feel like someone is staring at me. And girl, like I was like, who the heck is staring at me? So I look up, and guess who it was? Mojoncio, okay? It was Mojoncio. And he was pretty far from me, but he was staring right at me, looking at me. And I don't know if he was trying to figure out if it was actually me. I don't know if he actually recognized me. I think so, because he was staring at me. So I don't know. I have no idea if he knew it was me, but I saw him and I was like, ew, like I liked him. Like, now it's completely like the type of guys I like is super different from what he looks like. Okay, so when I looked at him like years later, he literally looks the same, and I was like, girl, like we were fighting over this kid. Like he literally looks like a kid. And it was just so funny to me. And I don't know if he realized that it was me. Maybe he knew it was me. I don't know. I do look a little different from middle school. Okay, oh, for middle school, I look super different. Okay, so I don't know if he remembers me, but I did get back from all of the things he did to us girls, and it wasn't the greatest revenge story, but it was definitely pretty funny for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please join me next week because I am going to try my best to upload weekly again, and I'm going to try my best not to miss a week. But thank you so much for watching my videos, for supporting my channel. I really do appreciate all of you that watch my videos, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.